Hey guys, it's Samuel from the PS Dons. Today I just wanted to make a video showing a quick rundown of the tools that are in the Photoshop toolbar. And yes, this is Photoshop CS5. I finally got it after a long wait. I finally managed to find a good version. Okay, well, of course, okay, let's get this started. Of course, the first tool is the move tool, which is pretty straightforward. You just take the image and move it. I think we all know how to use that. Marquee tool, that selects an area, and you can have rectangular marquee, elliptical marquee, or single row and column tools. And you can do this, you can just select an area, and then of course you can fill, stroke, make it in a new layer, or anything that you want, feather the selection and all. Then we have the lasso tool. You can have the normal lasso tool in which you actually draw the selection, or polygonal lasso tool in which you make points to make like this, or a magnetic lasso tool in which you just drag the lasso tool and it reads where it's supposed to be the selection. As you can see, it's going on the elephant's edge because it reads that that's where the elephant ends and the sky starts. So that's pretty useful. And of course it's got good tolerance, but sometimes when, for example, here the cloud is white and the fang I think it's called is white, so as you can see it reads that it's the same, so sometimes it doesn't read right, but of course it's actually pretty good. And then we have the magic wand, which selects areas of the same color that are next to each other, if you pick contiguous, of course. For example, well, this is not that plain, so but if you do this, it selects just the blue area that's here. If you don't do contiguous, it selects all the blue areas. Yeah, and it's pretty useful if you have a more plain with less color changes image, because otherwise it's very hard to select what you want. But it's good to select one colored backgrounds, then it's excellent to delete those. Then we have the crop tool. It just crops the image to what you want. You can of course adjust and stuff. Then this one, eyedropper tool, it just selects the color here. As you can see, the color here is changing. Then spot healing brush. I'm not actually sure what this does because I've never used this tool, but I know the red eye tool. If you have a picture with red eyes, you just do this, like where the eye is, and it just takes away the red eye. Of course, this elephant does not have red eyes, so we can't use it. Then the brush tool. It's, as you might have guessed, a brush. You just choose a color and a type of brush. There's a ton brushes here, just random ones, weird ones like this, or just your normal standard round brush with the different sizes, of course. And there's so many brushes, natural brushes, and you have like leaves and stuff. It's pretty cool. You can use them to make some good effects. This is the clone stamp tool. So for example, you press Alt and you select this, it selects the pattern that's here, and for example you can use it here to make it look like there's the sky instead of the elephant, which is pretty cool. It can be used to remove stuff from that you don't want from a background or an image. Although now in CS5 we have the content aware fill, which is basically this, just it's done automatically by the Photoshop, which is really good. Eraser, of course it just erases. And magic eraser, it's essentially like the magic wand, just it basically does the magic wand and the erasing at the same time. So as you can see, instead of selecting with the magic wand and then pressing delete. Gradient, you just choose one of the gradients or make one yourself, and then you drag and it just works like that. And it's fairly straightforward. There's different types of gradients. Paint bucket, like in MS Paint. Blur tool, of course, to blur it out. As you can see, it works like that. It's a pretty good tool. Then the smudge tool, I like this one because you can use it to make cool effects. as you just smudge the image and drag it out like this. You can use it for the fire effect, which I show in another video. I'm going to put an annotation here on this video to show. It's very cool. Then we have the dodge tool, and it does something with the lighting and the color. I'm not actually sure what this tool does. Burn tool. It burns, it makes it look like it's burned. It's darker. Pretty cool. Pen tool, of course, to make a selection of different shapes, or what's it? Okay. Or, and of course you can do this, so you actually drag it in the shape that you want, which is really useful to make different shapes yourself rather than using the preset shapes. And freeform pen tool is basically the same, just you actually draw the thing. So it's basically the same. It's almost the same as the lasso tool, except as the lasso tool, except it makes a path instead of a selection directly. Text tool, we know what this is. It just adds the text to the image. And then there's tons of good fonts, and you can download fonts from websites if you need, of course. Then path selection tool, of course we don't need paths, so this one is very useful. It's the shapes tool. You can have this kind of shape, any kind of shape, and then these ones, which in CS5, oh, there's more than in CS3, which is the one I had before. There's different shapes, different logos if you need, if you don't want to draw them yourself, and they look pretty good. This one almost looks Barcelona style, and there's different. That's cool. Different shapes that you can use. Yeah, that's basically it for tools that actually do something to your image, because this is for 3D. This is for zooming, of course. What is this? No, how do you zoom out? I never use this, I just use Ctrl+, Ctrl-. And yeah, and then we have the color selection tool, where you can select the foreground color or background color and switch them around, or go to the base ones, which are black and white. Yeah, those are a quick rundown of the tools that are in the toolbar in Photoshop CS5, and it's actually the same toolbar basically on CS3, which is the version I used before. So if you have an older version of Photoshop, it's not going to change much, so that's pretty good. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you.